portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Combined, they've given more than 2,400 years of service, and today, 61 recent retirees and long-serving employees of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas were honored during a special ceremony at Government House.
Now, the 42 retirees and 19 long-serving employees from various spheres of the corporation were lauded for their efforts in building the corporation to what it is today. Governor General Sir Arthur Folkes awarded the honorees whose years of service range from 10 years to as much as 4 decades. That single distinction belonged to Earlene Adderley, a former senior manager in the Accounts Department. National Security Minister Dr. Bernard Nonich conveyed his appreciation to the honorees for their devoted service.
The government has to make certain that ZNS remains a viable broadcast entity. But in doing so, recognition also has to be afforded to the contributions made by the many persons who have worked to lay the foundation on which we build today, and are no longer with us. So this ceremony is today a means by which we seek to achieve that objective.
And for those who continue working at the corporation, Minister Nonich pledged to provide the appropriate training to ensure that they are able to perform, compete successfully, and keep pace with the changing times.
While ZNS Radio and Television may still boast of its national coverage reach, only aspired to by other newer radio stations, it must find a way to leverage its remarkable record of broadcasting accomplishments over the past 7+ decades, and it must find a way to increase its appeal to a youthful audience.
And the honorees couldn't be happier. Some of them reflected on their years of dedicated service.
It's a great privilege. I feel very honored to be here today, and I thank God.
And I think this is a wonderful gesture by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas to remember all of the hard-working and long-serving, dedicated employees over the years.
They say if you stay on a job more than 5 years, you either love it or you're crazy. Well, I'm not crazy, so I really love what I do. I was the first person to do junk canoe on TV, on radio, in the Northern Service. I had a great time, great experiences, and I'm delighted to be here as a retiree of ZNS. At ZNS in the old days, I call it, we had a family atmosphere, and we've carried that over into trying to organize the Retirees Association, which we have done.
We have truly given our best to the corporation. Those of us who are long-serving members, as long as the corporation will have us, we will continue to give our very best.
The Bahamas Salvation Army receiving a $30,000 grant to assist in repairs to its Mackey Street headquarters and its satellite location in Bain and Grantstown. A signing ceremony to mark the occasion was held at the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. The grant was given in partnership with International Development U.S. Office of Foreign Affairs Disaster Assistance through the International Resources Group. Divisional Commander of the Salvation Army, Major Lester T. Ferguson, noted the importance of the grant.
It will go a long way in helping to refit our shelters, our hurricane emergency shelters. And we were reminded as to just how badly they were in need of repair during the last set of rains. And so this couldn't come at a better time than to help us to ensure that the safety and the comfort of those who would be housed in our shelters. Outside of the hurricane season, of course, the shelters are being used in other ways. So certainly, we are grateful that we'd be able to use the new shower facilities, etc., that will be accommodated by the grant.
Now, the repairs are expected to take about 2 months to complete, and according to Senior Regional Director Timothy Callahan, they're hoping all the work is completed before the peak of the hurricane season.
It's critical that this work gets done. It's for the people of Bahamas if you do get impacted by a storm. So from our side, the time to prepare, the time to repair is now, and we're very grateful for all the work the good work we know the Salvation Army will do, and we're always incredibly grateful for NEMA and their support. And we see it as a collaboration. It is a partnership, and based on the needs of the government, we are always willing to listen and support how we can.
Representatives from NEMA, BTC, BEC, the Ministry of Works, the Met Office, and Water and Sewerage participated in the Community Leader Hurricane Preparedness Workshop today.
Officer in charge of the Eastern District, Superintendent Elaine Sands, says a series of hurricane preparedness meetings are to take place, and she talked about why meetings of this magnitude are so important to the East.
We are being proactive and coming together and creating partnership so that in the event of any major hurricane, we are able beforehand to identify all of the resources that are available to members of the community, because we all have to work together.
Now, a few of the participants we spoke to say their agencies are ready to tackle the above-average hurricane season head-on.
In the event of disasters, you want to think about the critical things that you need: food, shelter, and water. And when it comes for water, one, you want to be prepared. You want to store water. We see with climate change and the like, we have increasing likeliness of intensities, higher rainfalls, more flooding. And so very importantly, if your water supply is shut off for a period of time, you want to prepare for that.
BTC is hurricane ready. Yes, we are. We have already started our hurricane program. We have full hurricane preparation mode. We have all the various areas and departments prepared, so we're ready to go across the Bahamas. So the public should be assured, inclusive of the police, that we are ready, we are committed, and whatever comes in our direction, we're able to respond to immediately.
Start preparation a couple months out, and we would have been doing extensive tree trimming in areas where we have power lines in cross-country areas. We would have ordered pre-hurricane stock levels, things that we would need for repairs in the event that a storm arose.
Coming up in sports, the Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association hits the inner city.
And then later in Family Island news, we'll help you experience why everyone wants to go to Crab Fest. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm LaDawn Davis. Freeport Jet Wash hosted a parts training session for all registered mechanics on the nation's second city. General Manager Larry Albury said the Federal Mogul Corporation, the company's leading car parts supplier, provided the trainer for the event and also updated the Jet Wash team on car parts currently being sold. The company's main goal is to develop innovations to improve fuel economy, reduce emissions, and enhance durability through global engineering, manufacturing, distribution, and customer service programs. Minister of Education, Science and Technology, the Honorable Jerome Fitzgerald, told winners and finalists at the Law of Life Essay Competition Awards ceremony that while we are diverse in our thoughts, we have one commonality. Mr. Fitzgerald congratulated the contestants for their outstanding efforts to produce essays of high caliber for the competition and later encouraged them to continue to pursue excellence. Akila Thomas of Sadie Curtis Primary, Denisha Demerit of Kingsway Academy, and Adriana Gilbert of C.L. Walker were announced the winners of the primary, junior, and senior categories. At least 1,000 students from private and public schools entered the competition this year. And in international business news, executives of Yahoo Incorporated are downplaying concerns that its plans to recycle inactive users' IDs could leave users exposed to hackers, saying 7% of those IDs are tied to several Yahoo email accounts. The popular internet company announced last week that it would release user IDs that have been inactive for more than 12 months so that other users can claim them. Yahoo officials are hoping the idea will spark a fresh interest in its online products. And that's a look at your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm LaDawn Davis.